Hello, Libra. Welcome to your July connection session. I am Princess India if you're new, and if you're family, welcome back, my friend, and whatnot, or whatever. If you're wondering why I'm doing connection sessions at the top of the month, it is because most of you guys know my Grams passed away last month, and I wasn't able to do the connection sessions for June. So I figured we would start July with them, and you guys soul sessions are going to be at the midpoint of the month. I hope you are okay with that. You know what I'm saying? But anywho, and thank you guys for all of the condolences. I saw all of them. I just didn't get a chance to like reply back and give you guys, love for loving me and things of the sort. But anyway, we're going to hop right in. We're going to look at the energy for you and your person of interest, the energy between you two. Then we're getting into a more specific spread where we're looking at how your person thinks and feels about you. So the card representing Libra for the month of July is the Knight of Pentacles. So slow and steady wins the race. So in reference to your person of interest, Libra, you guys are being cautious. You're not moving too quickly. You're investing with intention, but you're not really allowing yourself to be swayed by emotion. So I feel like how you guys are kind of approaching this is very much from like a practical standpoint. I wouldn't necessarily say, because of course this is Pentacles, but with you guys being an air sign, I wouldn't necessarily say from like a logical standpoint. You know what I'm saying? I feel like you guys are more or less looking at this person's actions, if I could say it that way. It's like, and I don't, because I don't want it to come off as if it's like a tit for tat type of thing, but because it's not, that's not the vibe I'm getting. It's more or less like you're, like I said, intentionally investing, but how you're intentionally investing, it's like you're very much keeping your eyes on the person. So it's like if this person is giving you time, you're giving them time, but not in the sense of it being tit for tat. And I wouldn't even necessarily say that you're following their lead per se. It's just, I feel it's almost like a very even keel kind of thing. But I feel you guys are kind of holding yourselves back in a sense, but I don't feel this is an unhealthy way of doing so. I feel you and the person are kind of at the same speed, but it's like they're opening up and you're opening up, but you're not just opening up because they are. I hope and pray that that's making sense. Now, with your person of interest, interesting, we have them showing up as the Judgment card in the reverse. So with your person of interest, there is, I would say with them, they are definitely holding themselves back. It's bad habits, if I could say it that way, from this person's past, they're kind of carrying into this particular connection. They have the opportunity to break out of a cycle that they've been in and to kind of show up more wholehearted, more fully bodied, more, vulnerable and things of the sort. But I feel there's been things in this person's past that has caused them to kind of alter how it is that they're showing up. And it's interesting because I saw something similar to this for Taurus's person of interest, your Venetian brethren and sisterin, but I don't necessarily feel it as it's not as bad as it was with their person of interest. But your person has the opportunity to break out of this. I wouldn't necessarily say that you have anything to do with that per se, like saying like this is your responsibility to lead this person to the light. I wouldn't go that far, but they're in dead energy. Let me say it that way. It's like this person has the opportunity to start a new cycle in their life, but they're electing to stay in their old way of being or to fraternize with like expired energy, expired ways of being. You know what I'm saying? And I mean, I find that interesting because with this being a major arcana, there has to be some level of consciousness that this person has. But the only thing I could say is it would be like fear. You know what I'm saying? It's like it's a desire to want to have an authentic connection with another person, but with that fear of vulnerability or being disappointed or anything like that, I could see this, like why a person would be staying like an old energy. So what I would see between the two of you, and I'm about to turn over the card for the energy between the two of you, but what I kind of gather from this is just as much as Libra like has an eye on this person and you're going, slow and you're intentionally kind of investing, I feel this person is in a similar headspace. However, and looking at this from an energetic standpoint, is not in their best interest that they're in dead energy. You know what I mean? Because that starts to, like, that's how, like I talked about Taurus's person being jaded. It's like that's how people become embittered and jaded, is when you're staying in like old cycle energy for an extended period of time, right? Now, the energy between the two of you, sweet mother, we have the Seven of Cuppies. So the thing is, both of you aren't seeing each other clearly. So that kind of says to me on both sides, like I feel Libra, you have learned some lessons from things that you've been through up until this particular point. But I feel there is a level of, reluctance. Like I said, it's like the slow investing. There is a level of reluctance here. And where this could be a potential problem is both of you are kind of in Seven of Cups has been like the highlight of the connection sessions thus far in July, because I've been highlighting that energy since Cancer. But the Seven of Cups is an ideal depiction of projection energy and how it is that stuff that we've been through in our past can cloud our view, to where when we're dealing with people, and it could be an entirely new person, we're seeing this new person through the lens of our past. So we're not seeing them for who they really are. We're seeing them as like a rehearsal of something we've experienced with someone else. But with this being the energy between the two of you, both of you are doing that. You know what I mean? So that similarity I was seeing between the two of you, where Libra is in this slow and steady, I'm intentionally investing. I see you opened up a little bit. I'm opening up, a little bit. You know what I mean? And with this person, this is just like, how can I say this? Okay, thank you. That's a perfect example. The way that I'm seeing this, of the differentiation between the two of you, even though you're in similar energy, is Libra is only behaving this way in the context of romanticism. So this isn't something that's showing up like Libra. You're not hesitant to like invest in like, I'm kind of watching you. Okay, you told me a little bit about your childhood, so I'm going to tell you a little bit about my childhood type of thing, right? You're just like that in reference to romantic relationships. When it comes to your friendships and like work, different domains of your life, you're not showing up like that. However, with your person of interest, they would be showing up like this in all domains of their life. You know what I mean? Of them being fearful of stepping into this new cycle or stepping into the unknown because of fears of things that have transpired past tense. So in so many words, they're holding themselves captive. I wouldn't go as far as to say that Libra is holding themselves captive, because I feel you're actually trying. But with this person, their level of try would be like a very superficial, like going through the motions type of deal. But I feel like when things would get to a serious point, that's when this person would start to kind of panic. Like when it's required for them to be really vulnerable, or, trying to start talking about intimacy and things of the sort, not physical intimacy, but like emotional intimacy. I feel like that's when this person would kind of panic, because that's where their block is. It's like this new cycle this person is supposed to be stepping into is one of full vulnerability and authenticity. So the door is open, but they're not walking through it, if that's making sense. And I know the thing that this person may not be aware of is everything that's for them, like everything that's ordained for them, everything that's in alignment for them, their ideal person, the family that they want, all of the things. All of that is on the other side of the door. So all of those things will forever be out of their reach until they walk through that door. But once again, with the Seven of Cups, the two of you aren't really seeing each other. You're still seeing each other through the lens of your past experiences, if that's making sense. Now, getting into the more specific spread of how your person thinks and feels about you, the first card of their fleeting thoughts, we have the 10 of Swords. Then we have, good God, the 8 of Cuppies. Fascinating. Then we have, no, good God, the 5 of Chalices in the reverse. This is interesting. And in their conscious thoughts, we have the Temperance in the reverse, which is Sagittarius energy. Child, okay. So with your person's interest, with their fleeting thoughts, so like information that they're weighing in reference to you, their perception of you is more or less that you have been hurt in the past. Now, I don't know if this is because this is something you've told them, like if you told them about like your past relationship or your divorce and like your partner like cheated on you or something like that, or if that's something that they're just assuming. But their thought is that they can't come on too strong because their perception of you is like you're not ready for that because you're still stuck on your past. And I say that because of this 5 of Cups in the reverse. So their thought is that whatever it is that you went through past tense, whether you told them or they're just assuming this, like this is what they're just gathering from, like, your kind of reluctance with investing or your slowness of opening up and things of the sort. Their assumption or data they've gotten from you is you've been hurt in the past. Your heart is closed off because of this hurt that you went through in the past, and you're not really over that. And what they're kind of telling themselves is like, well, I'm not going to open up too much because, I've been here before with, people like men, women, whatever, that have been hurt by people in the past or have been cheated on. It's like when I open up my heart and confess my feelings for them and say that I want to commit, then they freak out and, they run away. So that's this person's motivation for why they're kind of, reluctantly investing. But let me say it this way. This is how they're rationalizing it. Hence, like I said, with the 7 of Cups and the projection type of deal going on, they're telling themselves that they're being cautious because of being taken advantage of in the past. But in reality, it's a lot worse than that. Like, you're doing this because, you're still stuck in an old cycle energy and you're too afraid to open up and be fully available and vulnerable. So I'm going to be interested to get into their projection energy. But that says to me, a lot of this is coming from their projection energy, right? Now, their conscious thoughts about you, like the sense they've made out of this, is the Temperance in the reverse. So their perception of you is emotional instability, right? That you're like up and down in so many words, or sometimey is how they could potentially see it. That you're not ready for a true commitment, you're not ready for a true relationship because of you still being butthurt or afraid of love because of what happened to you past tense. And that's so funny to me. So I can tell you insights into this person's projection just from their fleeting and their conscious thoughts, because their rationalization for them holding back emotionally is because you're like this. Now, if you guys never told this person anything about your past, this is even more hilarious because this is just all stuff that's going on in their head. And it's going on in their head because they're really talking about themselves. Because again, like I said, with the Judgment card, right? So they've orchestrated this perception of you, not realizing that it's very much a projection. But like I said, Libra, the 7 of Cups is between the two of you, right? So just as much as they're doing this on some level or another, even though it's not as big for them, you're doing this too in reference to relationships. This person is doing this in all facets of their life, you know? So they could have a similar perspective on, you know, their boss. You know what I mean? Like, my boss is treating me like this because, you know, they think XYZ about me. You know what I mean? And that's not actually the case. That's just them in their own head, right? So them seeing you as being emotionally unstable because they're feeling like you're still broken up by a past situation, and that's why they're not investing, but they're really not investing out of their own fear, right? But that's how projections work. So with their actual projection cards, sweet Christ in America, make sure, okay, she has clothes on. We have the Page of Wands. My God, I'm just gonna say it. This person is very, very immature. They're very, very immature in a developmental sense, because what motivates a lot of their actions and what they make a lot of judgments on, no pun intended, hashtag judgment in the reverse, what they make a lot of judgments on is superficiality. And this has been a theme for just about everyone so far. So the judgments that they make about other people are based on like the person's external presentation. So they're very much someone who like judges a book by their cover, in so many words. But in the projection sense, they would be projecting that superficiality onto you. So what would this look like? This would look like, and this is similar to Taurus's person as well, what this would look like is them feeling as if you're judging them based on their external presentation. So a silly example would be, say this person goes to the gym a lot, right? So their thought would be like, oh yeah, Libra probably thinks I'm like, you know, their ex that cheated on them because, you know, I go to the gym and like I take care of myself. Like the fact that, you know, I dress nice and I smell good and, you know, I take care of like my body and stuff, like because, you know, I'm so well kept externally, they're probably thinking that, you know, I'm like, you know, a little cheater or like a fast guy or whatever. Now, mind you, this could be the farthest thing from your mind, right? Because the sense that I get, Libra, with you guys showing up as the Knight of Pentacles, my thought is that with this intentional investment you guys are doing, you're literally trying to get to know them as a person. Like, yes, you may be physically attracted to the person. Yeah, you yourself could have had some fleeting thoughts about like, they go to the gym a lot, take a lot of pictures with their shirt off. You know what I mean? Like, you may have had those thoughts, but your thought is like, I'm going to actually really get to know this person. I'm going to take time. And when we go on dates, I'm really going to listen to them. I'm going to ask them questions about themselves. I'm going to ask them about their views on things, right? And I'm not going to fully open up until I've taken the time to get to know them, to know that this person is worth me opening up myself to, right? That's what I feel you guys' perception would be. But this person isn't seeing that at all. You know what I mean? I feel also with this projection energy, which is kind of creepy to me, is would they feel like they're lacking as an individual? This person has a tendency to date people who are in possession of what they feel is lacking. And that's a little weird to me, because the first thing my mind goes to with that is going back to this judgment in the reverse. So if this is a person who fears vulnerability, who's afraid of being authentic and opening up, that says to me that they would be drawn to someone who does that, which would be you, right? So they're like inauthentic, they're not vulnerable, but they would be drawn to someone who has those characteristics, because it's almost like a kind of like vicarious living type of thing. But it's like wanting that from a person, but not wanting to give that in return. But then that makes me think like, well, is that the reason why all your relationships haven't worked out? Because even with the judgment too, when you look at the judgment in the reverse in the context of like relationships, like them dealing with other people, like collectively, like all the people they've dealt with past tense, it says to me that all of their relationships only make it to like a certain point. You know what I mean? So this is like, if this is a person who's been not even a person who's been single for a long time, because I mean, that's a possibility too. But the context that I'm seeing this is like a person who actively has dated for a while, but like say it's been, I don't know, like if they say, you know, the last relationship they were in was like 7 years ago, right? But this person has actively dated for the last 7 years and nothing has materialized into anything. It's what I would be seeing is this person, and I don't think that they're consciously aware that they do this, because I clearly see that with this Eight of Cups, like I was saying, them saying, oh, I'm holding back because they're still broken up about this relationship. I feel that's like a pattern for them. So in the last 7 years, none of their, you know, dating escapades or whatever ever graduated into a commitment. And I feel this person would have very logical, rational reasons why each thing didn't work out in so many words. You know what I'm saying? Because their thought would be exactly how it is with you. It's like, oh, they were still hung up on their ex. They weren't ready for a commitment. They were too focused on their career. I wanted to open up. I wanted a commitment, but they didn't want it. That's more or less like the stance that this person is taking. And like I said, it's like, it's not that like with Libra, it was more that Libra. With Taurus, it's like this person was picking the wrong people. You know what I'm saying? But with your person, I don't think they're picking the wrong people. It's like they're picking the right people, right? They're picking the right kind of people, but the right kind of people are wrong for them, because they're desiring these characteristics in this person, but they're not willing to develop them in themselves, if that's making sense. I hope and pray that that's making sense. Now, their feelings towards you, oh God, that's exactly what I was saying. We have the Six of Wands in the reverse. So dead ass, this person is afraid of being vulnerable, right? But again, this whole reading is a projection. Let me say that. I've been saying that since the card representing them. Like, your person is in a walking projection. But like I said, Libra, don't get too excited, because y'all is a little bit, you know, projecting too. You know what I'm saying? It's not your whole life. But with them, they're seeing you as a person who fears vulnerability and doesn't want to open up, you know? Because with the Six of Wands, this is like success in a partnership because that vulnerability exists, right? Because that's the only way a relationship can truly be successful, in all honesty, is if you have two individuals that are coming to the table wholeheartedly, right? With full-on self-acceptance, and a person fully accepting themselves is what gives them the ability to accept someone else fully, flaws and all, right? But with this person, their feelings towards you is if you're not about that life. And again, like I said, going back to their fleeting thoughts, like, this is the most perfect connected projection situation I've ever seen. This person is the Lululemon. But legit, their whole perception is you're still broken up about your past and your heart is closed down, you know? And they're not opening up because of that. But in reality, this entire spread is them, you know, and that's exactly what Seven of Cups is. It's like, you can't see, you know, the forest for the tree, you know? So this person greatly fears vulnerability. They greatly fear opening up. They're terrified to go to that level because it puts them in a super vulnerable position. But it's almost like this person would be somebody who leaves like a trail of broken hearts, in a sense, because like I said, they're picking the right people in the sense of a person who's willing to be open and vulnerable. But I don't know, it's this weird energy that I'm seeing this month, dude. It's almost like the people I'm seeing, like, it's like they're diseased, figuratively speaking. So, because I saw the same thing with Taurus and with Cancer. It's almost like the person of interest, they are people that are in less than stellar energy or less than stellar mindsets, but the energy and or the mindsets that they're in are like a virus, right? So specifically, like with you guys person, when I say they're picking the right person, they're picking someone like Libra who's on this journey to where you're trying to learn vulnerability. You're trying to, take chances, open up, get to know people, right? But with this person, a carrier of this virus, it's like they come in contact with Libra and like infect them. You know what I'm saying? And that's like what I'm seeing with each person of interest, of where they have this energy or this mindset, and they're drawn to a person who's just come out of that or is working their way out of that or is trying to be positive. Like, looking at the judgment card, like Libra would be someone who's at the door and is actively walking through the door. It's like, yes, I fear the unknown, but I don't want to stay where I'm at because I know I'm never going to get what I want staying where I'm at. So it's like, I want to go to this next level, even though I'm scared. It's like Libra has the courage to do that. Your person does not. But crossing paths with someone like you and them infecting you with this virus, it's like they're putting you now in the judgment in the reverse. And that's like a pattern that I'm seeing with each person of interest. You know what I'm saying? It's like infecting you with their stagnation or their negativity, in so many words. So the thing I would say with this Libra is, I feel the way that you guys are approaching this is wise, but I feel you guys need to look a little deeper, because like I said, with the 7 of Cups being between the two of you, there's a level of Libra projecting, but I feel like you're projecting the wrong thing, because I feel the issues Libra has had with people past tense hasn't been this one, So like, say hypothetically, if your issue in the past with past partners has literally been like cheating, right? This person, you wouldn't pick up an energy signature from them that they're a cheater, because they're not a cheater, right? They're just emotionally unavailable and lack vulnerability. So with you being unfamiliar with that energy signature, you'd be looking at the signs for this person for cheating, right? That's your 7 of Cups. That's your projection, right? You've been cheated on a lot. So the thing that your antennas are up is for the signs of cheating. So you'd be looking for that with this person. But while you're so focused on looking at these signs for cheating when this person isn't a cheater, you're completely missing all of the red flags of this person being emotionally unavailable and, being the antithesis of a good candidate for vulnerability and intimacy in a relationship. And I feel like you would, get so many signs with this person. And it's like, oh my gosh, like, they shared their location and they're, telling me where they are. So it's like, green flag, this person isn't a cheater. And it's like, congratulations, yeah, no, they're not. But they're completely emotionally unavailable. So you would in turn open up to this person fully off of just this one domain with this person, that they're not a cheater. And then once you get really invested into this, then you see that this person is like not vulnerable or not emotionally available at all. And then that's like when you get infected with the virus, right? Because granted, you're not experiencing the same turmoil that you've experienced in past relationships. I mean, for some people, this could cause you to stay with the person because the thought is, yeah, they're emotionally unavailable, but they're not cheating on me though. You know what I'm saying? So it's like you're infected with the virus, and now you have a whole nother, and YouTube, please don't flag this video. I'm saying virus proverbially speaking. But it's like you're infected with this proverbial virus. You know what I'm saying? And now you walk away from this situation with a whole nother problem. So coming into this, you had this fear of getting into relationships because you thought all people do is cheat, right? Now you have like another boulder on your shoulder where it's like there's people who are emotionally unavailable, And that's interesting. I'm gonna have to dig into that deeper, but that's literally the vibe I'm getting with the people so far, to where it's this new chapter that's potentially starting. for the signs that I'm reading for. But with the person of interest, they're in this unfamiliar energy signature, but it's almost like, I don't know, like they're tacking, like they're throwing tar at you or something. You know what I'm saying? So what I would say, Libra, just be cautious with this, like you're treading lightly. I feel like you're in a good place with that, but you need to get out of whatever it is that you've been through and open your eyes fully and look at all domains of this person, as opposed to just, looking for one particular thing in so many words. And I've been throwing my little Zodiac dice for everyone so far. Don't know how long I'm going to keep up with this, but the fact that you guys are getting them, shout out to you. But I'm going to throw these to see if we can get any insight on the signs of your person. So we have Capricorn and Sagittarius. So Capricorn and Sagittarius. And I mean, the whatchamacallit, the Temperance in the reverse is a Sagittarius card. So let me know in the comments if that's relevant, Capricorn or Sagittarius, or if you guys have that in your chart, if they got it in theirs. But anywho, Libra, that has been your connection session for the month of July. Most certainly let me know what you think in the comments. And as always, I love your freaking face, and I will see you guys